Okay, so what can you expect at your first visit? So, this first visit is going to be like 2 hours long. So, we have time. And first and foremost, I just want to learn about you. I want to hear your story in your own words. I want to hear, where you're at with your health, where you feel like you're at with your health. And I want to learn, what your goals for your health are. Like, what do you want? And after that, then we're going to dive into my favorite part, which is just getting your entire life history, like going all the way back from the time you were conceived and just mapping out every single part of your childhood and just your journey up until now. And the reason why this is so important is because a lot of your health is actually determined in those first few years of life. There's been multiple studies. Like one was the adverse childhood events, the A study that showed, or adverse childhood experiences, sorry, that showed that children that had adverse trauma or things happen to them, experiences as a kid, had higher levels of health issues as adults. There's also studies that show like kids who get antibiotics in the first few weeks of life also have higher levels of disease as adults. So we know that your childhood plays a big role in your health as an adult. And your childhood, I mean, like your mom's exposure to toxins when you're in the womb, or her stress or trauma that she experienced, her diet, that all influenced you. You could even argue that the disease could have started for you back when you were an embryonic egg developing in your mom, developing in your grandmother, because the egg that formed you, half of what formed you, came into existence when your mom was formed in your grandmother's womb, right? So all your grandmother's influences and then all your mom's influences throughout her life could have affected you as well. So it is just very, very important that we know that information. So please come in prepared to talk about that. Make sure you know if you were a breastfed or bottle fed baby, if you were C-section versus vaginal delivery, if there were stressful events that happened while you were in the womb, like major move, or maybe a parent was absent, or there was some trauma, or, even there was a tornado, or, some stressful event that could have caused stress in your mother when she was pregnant with you. Find out if you had to have a lot of antibiotics as a kid, like maybe you had recurrent ear infections or UTIs, and then just kind of go through your history and think about all the events that you can remember, anything that could have caused any trauma or just major life changes or anything, and just be prepared to talk about that, because we're going to talk about the whole thing, because we want to know that, right? We want to know your story is unique to you. 5 people could have the same downstream problems, like maybe they all have diabetes, depression, thyroid disorder, or heart problems, or whatever. They may all look the same downstream, but how each person got there is completely unique to you. It's everybody has a different journey of how they get to where they're at now. So in order to understand that, we want to go back and fully document that, so that we can help you know if you understand how you got there, then it becomes a lot easier to understand how to reverse it and what needs to change in order for you to reverse your diseases and reach that optimal health.